listeners, and welcome back to the final episode of the Review for Fuse podcast for 2025. I know I've been MIA for a minute. Your girl's been busy. I came back from Florida and I was immediately thrown into work and have not had a break. My break will come during Christmas week because I am still very, very busy. But I could not possibly end this year without doing one final episode, despite how busy I've been these past couple of weeks, especially since the upcoming week. Christmas falls on a Thursday, and I do not release episodes on holidays. Therefore, meaning that the next time you hear me say, hey, listeners, it will be 2026. And hopefully, there's like more great stuff to come. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, you've been gone. What are you going to talk about? We know everything. Here's the thing, I can talk about Christmas, right? The nostalgia of the holidays, give you the Hallmark vibes, just really feel the vibes. But I'm not going to do that, okay? Maybe we'll do that in 2026 December. But for this final episode of the year, I wanted to do, just kind of a breakdown of a lot of shows that premiere this year, that return, and so forth. Because it was a lot. Like 12 months, a whole year is a lot. And we honestly be like, oh my God, January took forever. The summer went by so fast, or Christmas is fast approaching. It's so easy to say that, but to revisit the whole year is one thing. And I can say personally, this year has been really testing my patience. I failed many, many tests when it came to that. It's tested me as an adult, as I do feel like I'm still not fully in that adult. Like, I know I have bills to pay and stuff like that, but even at 24, I'm still learning, and I can't wait to turn 25 next year. A quarter. Even though I'm really a dime piece, but that's nor here nor there. But I thought it would be so nice to just wrap up this season, this year. Even though we haven't hit 100 episodes, even though I've been doing this for like almost like 2-3 years, that's how bad I've been slacking. But I hope that in the upcoming future that I'm more proactive with episodes and content, and maybe I'll even try to like widen my palette a little bit and watch more shows and stuff like that. Some of the shows that I'm going to mention on this list, I personally would not watch, but I have heard some really good things about it. And that's what the Review for Fuse is all about. It's about real, authentic opinions from yours truly. And I take opinions from other people and I tell you about that from yours truly. So I'm really excited to just dive into it. Right off bat, the only streaming platforms I'm tackling are like the number 5 platforms I tackle, which is Netflix, Paramount, HBO Max, Amazon, and Hulu. Even though Paramount was introduced like in the second half of this year, it's still worth mentioning because Paramount to me is honestly just like cable TV, because like Hulu be slacking with like their ABC shows, but Paramount they be hitting it with their little CBS shows and whatnot. So I really like it. I think it's very interesting for Paramount Plus. I think automatically off bat, I have to give it up to Fire Country and Surf Country. Those are really good shows. If you've never seen them, I highly recommend watching Fire Country first, since it comes before Surf Country. And like even like once you'll know, like you have to watch that episode of that one first to understand like the surf one, whatever, in certain episodes. It's a really good show. I highly recommend it. Matlock was a really good show. I've always wanted to watch it because I love Kathy Bates, so I'm really happy that I got to watch season 1, and now season 2 is airing right now. That's really fun. You have Tracker. Tracker's a really good show. I started watching NCIS Origin, which, funny story, I used to watch the original NCIS with the older Gibbs, the original Gibbs, not older Gibbs, I should say. And I became immediately obsessed with NCIS. I treated NCIS like Criminal Minds, The Office. It was just one of those shows that like I could rewatch on repeat and I never got tired of. However, I did eventually like take a break from it and never went back. Kind of like I've never actually seen the final episode of The Office. When it comes to certain shows, I try not to watch the final episode because it's just really heartbreaking. JTV. But sometimes it's bittersweet, like Jane the Virgin, because JTV, that was a bittersweet ending. But sometimes I don't want it to end. And if I could go back in time and rewatch Jane the Virgin, The Office, NCIS, all of it from scratch, like it would be amazing. Obviously, not NCIS and Criminal Minds, since those shows premiered like when I was still like very young and probably didn't even know my multiplication that good and division, but then again, I still don't at 24. But stuff like that, NCIS is a good show on its own. I personally don't watch the original NCIS anymore. I had started rewatching a couple episodes on Netflix because, like I said, it's just really nostalgic of that time, from that age, like 15 to 17, when I was really in that, like, that those were the type of shows I was watching, NCIS and Criminal Minds. I really loved Criminal Minds, and eventually I stopped watching Criminal Minds. But even though I don't watch it anymore, it's nice to go back and shows like NCIS Origin, really showing the background of, characters that you grew to love. Really says something, really shows something, and I think it's really good. I think NCIS Origin has to be my top pick for shows that premiered on, or that is airing on Paramount Plus this year, because it was really, really good. And I think it, just really set the tone personally for me. That's what I believe to be. But like I said, this is just my opinion. It doesn't really matter that much. Next up on the list, I have Hulu. I don't have a lot to say about Hulu this year. High Potential is a really good show. However, they stopped airing in like the middle of fall. Most shows are still even releasing episodes like this week, and Christmas is next week. Like obviously some shows don't release episodes during the holidays. Got it. I don't record during the holiday. I don't release episodes during the holidays, so that's like totally normal. But they stopped like in early October, like early late October. I don't know. Run the episode back from when I was spazzing out on them, but that was just ridiculous. And they don't come back to like I think like mid January, and it's just like, brother. And I just know, I don't know. I feel like High Potential was riding that high for first season, and I was really happy when second season came back. I was on my seat, on the edge, waiting for the second season to come back. I feel that the second season is not going to be the best, and let me quickly tell you why. I'm going to try quickly to tell you why. First season has so much hype. It's so good. You have all these really good actors. You have Caitlin Olsen, who is known for Always Sunny in Philadelphia, stuff like that. She's funny. And then you have the character that she is playing in High Potential, Morgan. She has the outfit, she has the nails. We love it. People are dying for the slow burn between her and Karadek. But it's just like, I don't know. It's just given, I don't know. And then you have Van from Reba showing up, and it's just like we're all over the place. And then in the last episode, she like slept with like the courier man. Or she didn't sleep with him. She was about to, but she didn't actually. It's just too much. So much is going on. And I feel like, hopefully, I'm very hopeful. Like I feel where I'm at right now, I feel like season 2 is not a good season compared to season 1. I am hopeful that they will kind of like, stay the loop, stay the path, whatever the saying is, to really like loop us into like what's going on and like actually make season 2 worth a damn, because right now it's kind of not. So that's just where I'm at with High Potential. All Spares premiered this fall on Hulu as a Hulu original, and a lot of people had a lot of negative things to say about it, but truly it is a good show. People couldn't get past Kim Kardashian, and I feel like it just shows how like one-minded or just they're only looking at what's ahead. They don't care what's to the left or right of them. It could really show because the show did not revolve around Kim Kardashian. It was a really good show. You had a lot of great actors. The clothing was phenomenal. I feel like when it came to Alora, Kim's character, it was more like a fashion show, especially like I think it's like in the final episode. Like there's one outfit she's wearing, and it's like, yeah, no freaking attorney is wearing that. I don't care how rich you are, you could wear that like out on like to the like a fashion show, but you're not wearing that in your office while you're working. It looked uncomfortable. It's like a red outfit. You'll know what I'm talking about if you watch the season finale because it was quite something. And speaking of the season finale, it itself was quite something. I can't wait for season 2, which has already been renewed. They're supposed to start production early spring of 2026 and hopefully release season 2 by fall 2026. So I'm very hopeful to see how that goes because sometimes season ones can be really good and then season 2 flops. Unlike Bridgerton, love it. Season 1 was phenomenal and I had me coming running, sprinting damn near for season 2. Season 3, I could have slowed down. I'm not in a rush for season 4, but I do want to know if they're going to redeem themselves from the tragedy that they call season 3, which sucks because I know a lot of people had high hopes for Bridgerton season 3, especially, given Penelope and Colin and how much like you were just getting to know them from season 1 and then season 2, and it's like season 3 is their season, like it's time, and it just felt rushed. It felt too modern, and I never thought I would say that. It just wasn't it for me. So hopefully, getting sidetracked since Bridgerton did not prepare here. It's coming back next year, so we'll talk about that when we get there. But I don't know. Hulu didn't really have a lot of good things that stuck out to me. They released a new 911 Nashville. That one's okay. I'm not really, jumping to watch it or like just really like anticipate to watch. I think sometimes I just watch it just because like, okay, I don't really have anything like new-ish to watch, so I'll just take it. But it's like, it's okay. I don't watch 911 anymore after, Bobby. I was just like, I'm good. Back to like me not watching certain shows after things happen. Sometimes you gotta keep watching it because it's not always about that one character, but sometimes the pain is too much. And I've never even seen the episode, and I don't want to see the episode at this time still. So I'm going to, protect myself until I feel comfortable enough to actually watch the episode. But I haven't watched it. I don't plan on watching it. I found it crazy how 911 Texas, Dallas, whatever it was, the one in Texas, that one was canceled just for them. I think it was like money issues or something with the studio, just for them to have Nashville. So it's like, we'll see. But 911 definitely is like the Fast and Furious of TV shows because some of the things they do, it's quite eccentric, quite whatever. I think for 911, the original one set in LA, they were like in space for a second. And like, I saw a lot of comments on TikTok of people like, it's giving Fast and Furious because if you ever seen Fast and Furious, they went to space. I don't remember which Fast and Furious, but they went to space and it was just like, so I was about to say something. I almost took myself out. I was like, what does that have to do with Fast and Furious? Like, this is like about street racing, and now we're just like cold hard criminals. It makes absolutely no sense. I don't know. It's a mystery to me. But yeah, Hulu didn't have a lot of good stuff. How to Get Away with Murder is my number one pick for Hulu because how am I not going to choose the show about a podcast when I make a podcast, basically? Like, how would I not choose that? All's Fair is cute and whatnot, but How to Get Away with Murder has been in my... How to Get Away with Murder. Only Murders in the Building. I love how I said that. Only Murders in the Building has had my heart for 5 seasons now. and it's gonna continue to have my heart. So yeah, we're not gonna change anything about that. Like, there's nothing changed about that. But I think after that, truthfully, I feel like Hulu had nothing else to really bring to the table to me. It was all just like mid. You got a lot of reality shows like Hulu. Hulu's like, I feel like the generic cable TV shows that are there, because like the shows that Paramount has is mostly like CBS, and CBS, like, damn it, they know how to make a good show. Okay, they got some good producers and directors and EPs over there doing the damn thing to make a good show. ABC and whoever else, they just lacking a little bit. Like, it's just not it for me. Most of the Hulu originals are reality shows anyway, so it's just like meh 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 meh. I don't care for it at all. It's just not it for me. Um, I'm gonna I'm gonna leave Netflix for last. I'm gonna spare Netflix. I could move up to HBO Max. I actually did not watch The White Lotus, the new season that dropped this year. I watched the previous one, but not the one that dropped this year. People said they liked it. People said it was okay. When I saw the trailer for White Lotus, it didn't really speak to me. And I feel like I stand by not watching it when I did, because I still haven't watched it, but I stand by not watching it when it came out, because I feel like it didn't get a lot of rave as it did with the first and second season, because the second season was like spectacular, you know what I mean? So I was like, let me watch the first one. I enjoyed the first one. It was a nice appetizer, and the second one was a bomb entree. Like, it was really good. The third season, I guess I gotta watch it one day. Maybe, these next like 2 weeks while I'm enjoying, the holiday seasons. Maybe I'll watch it, but maybe I won't, because the holiday season's about the Grinch. But that's nor here nor there. That's just how I felt about The White Lotus. I don't feel like HBO Max really drops very much new things. I kept seeing the whole, like, I think it's like Pennywise or whatever, show on every time I logged on, but I'm not watching that. I'm not doing scary, but apparently it's really good. I can't speak too much on it because it's just not me. Like, I don't, yeah, whatever. I'm just, But I don't think HBO Max really had anything going for them. 1,000 Pound Sisters, I feel like this season of 1,000 Pound Sisters was very just like mid. It was very short, it was just like cut straight to the point. I'm excited for the new season to come back. I don't know when it's coming back, but I know it's coming back. I know they already started recording and whatnot. Amy already got married this past Halloween, so I would love to see the drama that unfold between, then and now. See how that goes. 1,000 Pound Roomies is also a good one. HBO Max for its reality shows is just really TLC based, because it has all the little, 1,000 pound this, 100 pound this, my life as this, that, do da 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 da. And then you have the 90-day universe. And as much as I like have a love-hate relationship with some of the 90-day shows, it's just I don't know if I'm gonna say it takes the win for me, because it doesn't. I don't know what actually takes the win for me on HBO Max, because a lot of shows are just kind of, yeah, nothing is like, it doesn't really jump out. And I'm trying, but I guess for right now, I'll give it to 90 Days. The Last Resort, was it The Last Resort? I think it was The Last Resort. 90 Days Last Resort that premiered this year was really quite something. It had me, intrigued and whatnot. I'm ready for Gino and Jasmine to be finito. So hopefully they are. Hopefully, when 90 Days comes back, whichever spin-off series of 90 Days, her nor him nor Matt are on it, because I think they just honestly need to like cut their loss and like just go about their days, because both did things to hurt each other. Nobody's gonna acknowledge that hurt. Nobody's gonna, you know, take blame or whatnot. But I think they just need to like let it go, and then he just needs to divorce her. I feel like this could all been avoided if he had divorced her after Last Resort, saying I don't want to continue this relationship, and then he wouldn't be in the predicament that he's in, and neither would Jasmine. And I think it could have like saved them a lot of heartache on both their sides during their marriage and even the aftermath of their marriage. But it is what it is. I don't know how else to like explain that. I think it's just, meh meh, meh, meh. Amazon Prime did not have a lot of good shows this year. I feel it had, you see that stupid little Spanish show, but like that mid. It's like nothing. Reacher premiered. I like watched like a couple episodes, but I never actually talked about it on the podcast. And I'm not gonna divulge too much into it because I haven't really like watched it enough to actually like talk about it and make a valid comment in my book. But we'll see if I continue watching it though. Invincible's a really good show. If you like the comics and whatnot. I've never read the comics of Invincible, but if you know like Marvel, DC, that type of stuff, you would love Invincible. Invincible is not in that category, but it's like in that category. It's not a part of that brand, I should say, but it's in that category, and I think it was really good. Maxton Hall. I have not watched the final episode that came out. I think I'm just missing one episode. Truth to be told, I have not watched it, but I also kind of like spoiled it for myself. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. It's a book, so it's not really much spoiling, but it is spoiling because if you don't read the book, how are you gonna know? Yada yada yada. But Maxton Hall, I think it's just honestly one of those good like young romance shows that I'm okay with because I don't know. To some truth, I feel like it's reality. The thing about when it comes to like these romance shows and movies is that I hate the fake stuff. I hate the corny stuff. I hate when I could like I know you're acting. I need you to like be a Jonathan Bailey. I don't even know you're gay and I just think you like darker women. Like that's all I need to know. Like I need you to be that good of an actor that you just really honestly, truthfully, immediately sell me on it. Like that's all that I want. Um and I think Maxton Hall is a really good show. They're on season 2 right now, and I believe season 2 is a wrap. That was the season finale, if I'm not mistaken. And then you have season 3, which is the final book or whatever in the saga, whatever. However many books there are, season 3 is the final book that really, showcase everything. And I'm really excited to see how everything goes because so much has played out already. So it's like, intrigued. I should definitely watch that last episode before the year is over. But your girl's been busy, so I just watched All's Fair. Like even though I've seen the episode like a million times since it came out, I kept falling asleep and I just actually watched it in its entirety. So that was really nice to have. But I just need to watch Maxton Hall. I think for Amazon Prime for this year, Maxton Hall takes it because there wasn't a lot of like really good stuff on Prime, and I feel like there low key never is. Like Prime can sometimes be a hit or miss, and when I say hit or miss, like it's literally like baseball. Sometimes it might look like it's fun, but then you really begin and it's just like this is so boring. Like it's literally a hit or miss. Like either you gonna like it and it's solid, or you're just like, you know what? Let me go about my day. Yeah, that's just me. Okay. Now before we get to Netflix, some shows ended this year. I can't think of the shows that like ended this year. My mind is not like that good, but I think for compared to 2024, I think 2025 brought a lot of good TV shows and movies to streaming platforms. I have not watched Wicked. We're not going to talk about it. I didn't even talk about Wicked last year when it came out. I'm not going to talk about this year around. But I think a lot of good stuff premiere this year. And hopefully, a lot more good stuff keeps premiering. There's like a Halle Bailey movie that I want to watch. Don't remember this on, but it has freaking the guy from Bridgerton, Simon the Duke from season 1. So I really want to see it because it's like, oh my god, I love Halle. Like she's just I love everything about her. Like, so I really want to watch it, but hopefully, like more is to come, guys. I don't know. You're probably wondering why I saved Netflix for last, and it's because Netflix, as much as I shat on her, she really be doing something. Now, the monthly prices keep going up and people keep complaining and they not even trying to hear that because they keep putting it up, and it's like, oh my god. But I think Netflix had a lot of good stuff, and unfortunately I'm not going to be able to cover all the things that premiered on Netflix this year, but I got quite a bit, and I can't wait to divulge it with you guys. Um, I don't know where to start. The Haunted Hotel, that show that premiered, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I've seen it literally a million times since it's premiered. I love it. 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 I think it's hilarious. I don't know when season 2 is coming, but I am standing the freak by because I want to get up in that. Besides that, we're not mentioning that documentary over here. Yes, I watched it, but we not mentioning that documentary over here. Anybody got time for that? Anyway, Squid Game was this year, and I think it literally had us all in a chokehold. And um, it was definitely something to watch, something to see. And a lot of people are like, "Are they gonna make an American Squid Game?" America is a Squid Game. Like, stop playing with it. Like, I do not want to. Like, that would be like the worst reality show ever. But Squid Game, it really took my soul, my heart. I remember when it first came out and people were like talking about it, and I was like, all right, I guess I gotta see what's up. But you know me, I usually don't follow the hype just because a lot of people are talking about something doesn't mean I watch it. Just like that documentary that is not gonna be said on my podcast. A lot of people were talking about it, but that didn't mean I had to watch it. But then, like, I was hearing things that, like, I was like, oh, really? Like, it was, like, intriguing to know because I didn't really, like, know certain things and details. So it's like, okay, let me go watch it for myself. Vice is hearing it through the grapevine. So Squid Game was really one of those shows that I really just took a leap on, and I genuinely liked it. And I think it was really nice to see it back and the love for, just Koreans in general. It was just really nice, and I love the characters and the whole season. I think it was just I love like just like the what do you call it? Like it's not metaphors, but the similarity and like the way certain things were performed and staged to reflect, what it would be like their economy, society, how us as human beings, just stuff like that. That was really, really something that I love. And I think it was just like the best thing ever. And I genuinely enjoyed it. And I couldn't, think of a better way for Squid Games to end. A lot of people are like, they're going to come out with more. And it's like, I don't think so. And they really shouldn't have came out with no more because Squid Game was really like top. You know what I mean? It really was top. That K-pop stuff, I'm not talking about it here. Yeah, K-pop who Demon Slayer I think it's called. Yeah, I don't I don't care. I think Netflix had a lot of good shows this year, and I love it, and I think Squid Game definitely takes the top for me. A lot of shows were revisited, which I find crazy, like Griselda, One Day, The Gentleman. I'm still waiting for another season for The Gentleman. I keep seeing that another season coming. No, another like we need to get it together. If Black Mirror could keep producing seasons, then they could give us another season of The Gentleman. I watched like the first half of the season 1 and season 2 of Black Mirror, and then I was just like kind of like, I'm done. And it wasn't really for me, so I need them to like get it together because um it ain't it. But I just think like, it's not giving what it needs to, guys. I'm trying to type at the same time. It just wasn't giving like all the stuff that, you really wanted. But I think, I think what am I talking about? The Netflix. I think that Netflix was like a really good show. I started watching The Lincoln Lawyer. I have my mom to look you thank for that because she'd be like, "That's my show. That's my show." And I think like I heard her say that was her show, but I didn't register it. And then I went and found it and was like, "I heard this is a good show. Let me watch this show." And I actually watched it, and I really like Lincoln Lawyer. So that's a good one. I think I really, really like that. I hate Love is Blind. We're not even going to get into Love is Blind. It's not for me. I don't watch You. Never have I ever watched You, and I don't plan on watching You, the show. You, the show. Uh, but, yeah, I think it's just a lot. 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 Now, she ain't really on the list, but I wanted to give an honorable mention to Zeus, to the baddies, because I love baddies. I watched baddies up until like baddie West or Africa. I know I definitely didn't watch baddies Africa. I've been watching the clips of baddie US on TikTok and whatnot. And it's juicy. They're low key getting back to being like the good show that I like about it. And not always fighting, because I feel like I want to say Baddies West was the last that I really watched, because and I saw somebody like ranking baddies, and they ranked them totally wrong, and I went to the comments and they're like Baddie West was like the epitome of baddies, and it's like it really was. And I have high hopes for Baddie USA, because I want to see what's happened. I definitely think Natalie need to revisit some of these places and redo them again, because they went to Baddies Africa, and I know them Africans didn't like them. Oh, I think it was Baddies Caribbean. I didn't watch Baddies Caribbean. That's what it was. But I think they need to revisit some of these places. Like, yeah, go ahead, go to Europe, go to South America, go to Australia, like go do them things that y'all be doing, because now that'll be something. Because now y'all in trouble in international waters. But I think I love my baddies, and then Scotty with the body. She having a baby by Lemon Pepper Stepper, and I wish her the best. Her daughter's name is gonna be Iceland, because her name is Scotland, and I just think that's so cute, and you can't tell me otherwise. And it's so crazy because I reminisce on my future kids' names all the time, because it's like, oh my god, I can't wait to give them this name and see the little demon angel that they turn out to be. I know who I am, so I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm gonna have the sweetest, nicest kids ever, because it also depends on who I procreate with. But I just can't wait to see them and all that good stuff and everything like that. But guys, I just want to say we got it. We did it. We got through another year. This year, I don't know about y'all, but this year was definitely something for me. But oh, by the grace of God, through strength and prayer and power, I made it. Y'all made it. And we gonna make it to see next year, and we gonna keep thriving. And I shall be back in 2026. My, how the years go by. Like, I'm literally gonna be 25 next year, and a lot of people are like, oh my god. And it's like, no, I'm very excited to turn 25. I was not happy to turn 24, to the point where I didn't even really celebrate my birthday this year, and that's like a very rare thing for me. But I definitely plan on celebrating my birthday next year. And just, I have a lot of milestones that I plan on accomplishing next year. It's that time for me to accomplish those milestones that I put into effect so many years ago to actually be accomplished, and take the next step up the ladder to success. And I'm really excited and really looking forward to next year. I'm not going to be too happy and have like the highest hope ever, but I'm also not going to be negative and poor about it. You just, sometimes you just got to give it to God. And I'm very thankful for everything that's happened this year, the good, the bad, the ugly, people I met, people I left, stuff like that. Sometimes, the saying, sometimes people aren't meant to be there for a season. They're there for a reason, or however the saying goes. And I think that's truly what I realized this year. And I know the type of people, the family, friends, that I want to keep in my corner, and that I plan to keep in my corner. And I know the ones that I don't want to. The ones that I can't wait to get low, like not even low key, like high key get rid of, but it's nothing like bad about them, bad about me. Just sometimes you're not a good fit, and you just gotta go about your business. And that's genuinely how I feel. And I think, as this year progressed, I gained a sense of clarity, especially in these last 3 months of the year. I gained a sense of clarity that I think I've been missing. And I think it's just me finally growing up and, just accepting, like, not life for what it is right now, but wanting to learn still and grow with it and do more with it. Like, I'm not in a rush to be an adult, to do the whole, weddings and stuff like that, and things like that. Just taking my time, and I look at my friends, especially like my really night close knit group of friends that I have. I look at them and I think we're all moving at our own space and time. And I'm very proud of each and every one of us and everything that we have accomplished this year. Whether we thought that we were going to get to this point in December when January started, 12 months ago, it doesn't matter because we didn't. We got through it. We got through it together. And what I love about my friends and my family is that we can always count on each other and rely on each other whenever we're in need, whenever we're in help. And I think it's just really, really nice. I think there are definitely a lot of things I learned about my way this year that I want to change. And I think it's important for all of us to look at ourselves at one point and be like, maybe I should change this, not for them, but for me, for your sanity, for your peace of mind, guys. And when you're doing that, come listen to the Review for Few podcast because your girl will always be here. There's so many episodes, guys. You could just replay it all the time and just listen to this beautiful voice that I have. I'm losing my high pitchedness. Like, I think I think I'm still going through puberty. I wish. Maybe I'll be taller, but I think, you just gotta look back at stuff like that. And I think this year was a good year. The podcast definitely took a hit this year, but I have big plans for myself, for the podcast, just for the whole channel. And I'm gonna really try with all my might to get it done. Like, guys, remember, I do this for fun. Nobody pays me for this. Nobody's forcing you to do this unless you're my friends, and then you better be listening. But nobody's paying me to do this. I do this just because I want to, because I enjoy it. I think I like talking. Yes and no, because I don't like public speaking and things like that. But your girl is a full-time employed person, plus I'm in school. And, sometimes I don't have time for the podcast. Like, when I come home, it's like, I'm tired and I don't want to do this. But I'm not switching the time that I record my podcast. Episodes will always premiere on Thursday because I love Thursday. Thursday's Birds Day. Hello. You know what I mean? So I'm just very happy. And I can't wait to see you guys, or not really see you guys, but I can't wait for you guys to listen again in 2026. Until then, this has been the Review Reviews podcast for 2025. God bless you guys. Thank you for coming on this ride with me. The listeners and views that I've gotten on these episodes have been everything to me. Maybe, just maybe, if the YouTube channel grows a little bit more, I'll put episodes back on Apple Podcasts. But until then, you can always come listen every Thursday, if I'm actually here, to the Review for Fuse podcast and just, divulge and say hi, say hey. I don't care if you judge me. I have the power to delete your comment. You know what I mean? But just come hang out with the few because that's what it's all about. And as always, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and have a happy, happy New Year's. And as always, happy listening, y'all. See you in 2026.